Hello. Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away. Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
Yeah, of course. The community issue that I chose was genetically modified organisms. I have grown up on a farm my whole life, so they have been a big part of me throughout the years. Um, I wanted to use it as my community issue to kind of educate people more so on the topic. Oftentimes, people aren't necessarily educated as to what a genetically modified organism is, or they've heard all of the bad stuff about genetically modified organisms. So I wanted to give them more of the good stuff of genetically modified organisms and what their benefits are to people, um, but who consume them. So yeah, I thought it would be beneficial for me to use that as my community issue to kind of use my knowledge of genetically modified organisms to educate others about genetically modified organisms.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
Of course, yeah. So my team and we decided to stop smoking as our call to action. Um, we wanted to let people know of all the dangers that smoking cause, not only to the smoker but to the public too, because secondhand smoke is such a big deal in the community. Um, we also were really interested in the growing number of youth that are smoking. It's not only people that are of age; there are underage kids that are starting to smoke as well. So we wanted to educate people as to what causes this young smokers or all of the bad things so that it can help people really think about it and realize before they make that decision to smoke. Um, we decided to use that. Like I said, because it is such a big community issue. It affects everybody, not only the smoker, but the public as well.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
I would hope that my teammates would say my organizational skills was my biggest strength. Um, I would like to be on top of when the assignments were due, when our outline was due, keep on track with what we should be working on, when we need to practice, where we need to practice. Um, I really like to stay organized so it's not so chaotic when speech day comes. Um, I think they would say that my organizational skills were a strength because I often just texted them reminders to tell them to get part of their outline in, or I was the one who proofread everything at the end, kind of went over it to make sure it all flowed together nicely in one cohesive assignment. So yeah, I hope they would say that my organizational skills benefited our team project um, greatly.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
Yeah, okay. I would say the most challenging thing would probably have to be everybody having different schedules and having different stuff going on in their lives. We're college students. We all have assignments due in different classes. We all have tests coming up. We all have intramural sports to play. It's just hard to find a time to practice that works for everybody. Um, so that was definitely hard um, for me too because I'm tend to be an impatient person, which I like to think I'm working on and trying to fix that. So it was a little bit tricky for me to not have everybody thinking about the assignment that was their first thought of the day. But I think that the assignment went along smoothly and it worked out just fine.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Com 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
Of course, yeah. I would have to say the biggest thing I'm going to take away from Com 110 this year would probably have to be that Com 110 or that public speaking is used everywhere, not only in speech classes, not only in speeches, but everybody has to have good communication skills. Employers are not only looking for the skill sets, but they're also looking for if you can communicate well with others, if you can communicate with your boss, if you can communicate with your teammates on a project that you're working on, it can really benefit you in the workforce and other aspects of life too. So, yeah, I would have to say the biggest thing that I'm going to take away would be that it does not end after this course. I will have to use public speaking throughout my whole life.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to
Yeah.
talk with me. We'll probably be in touch with you in the next few weeks or so. Take care.